City. Hi, my name is Yuki, and today I'll be running Celeste Farewell DTS for you. I will introduce my comms before I have any more to talk about, so you guys.
Hi, I'm Vaitisuki. I'm a sort of part-time Celeste runner, sometimes, maybe.
Hi, I'm Phoebe. I know Layla. I'm not used to sitting on stage, but we're missing a person, so I'm filling in.
Fox, I occasionally annoy Layla.
Yes, so yeah, we will be running Farewell for you today. There is a pretty complicated skip which I will just let you guys see, but I want to know, do you guys like counting to 11? I like counting to 11.
11 is my favorite number.
It's my favorite number.
It's my favorite number.
Okay, so we will get going in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh,
No,
Go!
Go! So, bye.
Get ready to count, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Woo! Okay, and now
Yeah?
first try.
Nice. So that's a trick called dash trigger skip. Basically what we did is we're doing some funky movement and it skips the trigger that takes away the dash at the beginning of the level. So we're actually entering this level with access to 2 dashes refreshing when you touch the ground, which is allowing us to skip like a whole bunch of stuff.
Just like that.
Yeah, you're not normally meant to be able to do that because you're not meant to have 2 dashes here.
I didn't think I'd make it. Okay, lovely start. Yeah, so like Vi said, we have 2 dashes where we are absolutely not supposed to, and that lets us do a lot of weird things. You will see us go over spikes in geometry sometimes in certain rooms. We basically just get to take very unintended routes through rooms, just like this. Those spikes do not exist up in the upper bounds of the camera, so it just lets us do a whole bunch of really wacky stuff. And it's very fun. Oh, okay, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, Farewell is the quote-unquote DLC chapter of this game. It was released after the game came out, I think about a year or 2, maybe a bit longer. And it's meant to be like the final challenge. It's very, very difficult. It's the longest chapter in the game. Just the IL alone takes, like, the world record is 15 minutes.
13 minutes, actually.
13 minutes. Oh, yeah, I got beaten. Yeah, but yeah, it's a super, super cool level because the devs introduced speedrun tricks and speedrun movement into the game as part of like an actual mechanic. So it teaches you how to wall bounce, teaches you how to hyper. This game's movement is super, super rich, so you can do things like downright dash on the ground, and that gives you like an increased amount of momentum. You can downright dash when you're in the air and you're already doing that to compound extra speed, which is called an ultra. You can wave dash, you can super dash. There's a whole myriad of things that are really, really cool, and you're going to be seeing Layla do pretty much all of it.
Do you want to explain jellies? My favorite mechanic of the game?
Yeah, so there's a jellyfish.
Yep. Those are jellyfish, guys. They're basically just a floaty object that you can hold onto, and they give you a little bit of floatiness, and they let you float around. This is going to be a very interesting thing. So normally in this hub, we have to collect 5 keys to unlock these key doors that you were seeing around, but actually, we just take this jelly, and we do this. I need to focus 1 second. Yippee!
Yes, nice. Okay, that's a really, really hard skip. Basically, this is an intended skip as well. The devs knew about this and added these rooms in so that, like, if you wanted to skip all of that, you can. Saves, I would say, like 5 minutes.
Something
checkpoint, yeah.
3 minutes.
Probably
like
less,
that.
but it's a big time save, and it's really cool.
There's about 4 keys that you need to get in that checkpoint.
5.
Right? And 5 keys, and you skip all of them just
Yep.
by doing that jelly bait.
That we call that power source skip, just because it skips power source. And now we're in Remembered with some of the most beautiful music in the game.
Best part of this soundtrack.
This is probably one of the more punishing checkpoints. Not my least favorite one. I actually like the movement in a lot. but it is very punishing, and it's very early on. I missed the jelly skip there. It's very early on, so there's a lot of runs that actually unfortunately die here. Oh my god, I blame that on my new D-pad. So yeah, this is just a lot of tight movement. There's some really cool skips that we have there. That was called a back boost. It's nothing fancy. We just throw the jelly backwards and it pushes us back in the opposite direction, and we abuse that speed boost just to really compound our speed, because we normally get a whole lot of speed in these chapters with things called ultras. Basically, after a downright dash or down diagonal dash, if you touch the ground, then you get a 1.2 times speed boost. And when we're at high speeds, also, when we're at high speeds, that is the main way of us gaining speed there, and it's the main way why Celeste is able to go so fast. And Celeste.
We beat the level, guys. We did it.
Wow, time. That was so fast.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
Whee! Oh, okay. We normally need 14 hearts here? No, we don't.
11.
So there's a door there that expects you to go through the entire game, getting all of the crystal hearts in both the A and B sides to make sure that you're prepared for the complicated and very difficult movement of this second half of the level. And we can just use said complicated movement to go straight under the door.
I don't know if that one was intended, but it's definitely... Okay, yeah. It was left in, like it was discovered and then intentionally left in, so...
Also, keep your eyes on Madeline here. There were spikes next to us, by the way. Phoebe, do you want to explain that one?
I can explain that one. That's... Well, see, because there are so many spikes in this game, the developers can't exactly check collision with all of them at all times, so they do a neat little optimization and only check the ones that are on screen. However, we saw there, Layla went in a binoculars, which moves the screen so that you can see the rest of the level. However, that means the spikes that are right next to you are now off screen, and we can go straight through them.
Oh my gosh. Right here, I'm trying to hang on one of the lowest pixels of that block, just because the spikes don't go all the way down there. So you are just able to preserve 2 dashes there, and it is really nice.
The other interesting thing that's like a side effect of doing DPS is that the green and pink dash crystals are treated exactly the same. So in this state, when you're not meant to have 2 dashes available to you, the pink crystals are meant to give you back 2 dashes, and the green crystals just give you back 1 dash. But because our default state is 2 dashes, and we haven't had our dashes taken away yet, the default state is 2, so they're treated identically.
Here we have a very infamous room among casual players who play Farewell. It's pretty difficult for speedrunners as well, but this is pretty practice room. Also, we don't need that. We don't need that block. Yeah. This is like another room where we skip a whole lot of just unnecessary platforming. And just go straight for this. We normally need another block here, and we normally need to go to those dash crystals on the left. But no, we don't. And this is a feather. This is... normally, I am using the D-pad to control Madeline. Also... Oh, missed the moon boost there. Normally, I'm using the D-pad to control Madeline, but these have 360-degree movement. So whenever I am in a feather, I am generally using analog stick.
Analog stick lets you have much more precise angles when moving with the feather, which are not necessary when you just have the 8 directional dashes. However, correct me if I'm wrong, top runners tend to use the D-pad anyway. Is that right?
I believe so, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can name names, but like, I'm pretty sure they do.
I believe the world record holder for this game uses the D-pad for feathers, despite it being much more difficult to get those difficult angles.
Oh, that's not very hard, but I completely mistimed the dash.
This room does look awesome.
Oh my god, I did the exact same thing again. Oh, okay.
So here we have basically a form of upwind, so all of the bubbles send you up diagonally, so we can abuse that to, yeah, just like that. really cool looking skip.
And then we have our first instance of a thing called a demo dash. Blink and you'll miss it. Oh.
I blinked, I missed it.
No!
How could you? Oh, I'm not looking.
We'll get it soon. Whoa,
Yay.
what happened there? And then blink and you'll miss this.
Now here is a room that the developers actually intended to be only for tool-assisted speedruns, and yet speedrunners have decided that they will go for it in real runs. This requires a trick called a demo dash, which is essentially putting Madeline in a crouched state and then dashing. It was originally an unintended mechanic. It was a bug introduced in a patch, and they actually left it in because it lets speedrunners skip neat things like that. It basically means you're dashing, but with your hitbox in the state of a crouch, so you're actually half as tall, and you can fit through those gaps. And often in tool-assisted speedruns, you'll see the runners just go straight through spikes because there's little 4-pixel gaps.
Whoa, nice.
That's a really difficult room.
Nice.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I got that first try.
Yeah, because I think the actual mechanics of the spikes, there are certain positions where the spikes are 4 pixels apart, and Madeline's crouch happens to be exactly 4 pixels.
That's right.
Yeah. So it is pixel precise. It's a very difficult trick. There are setups for most of them, but you can just kind of wing them if you're really, really good.
Her entire hitbox is actually a bit more than 4 pixels, but you only have a hurt box of 4 pixels, which allows tricks that you'll see in other categories of this game where you can just jump on spikes that are on the ground because your hurt box doesn't reach all the way down to your feet. In very certain instances, for example, when there's downwind pushing you into the spikes, you can jump straight off them.
There we go.
I gotta say, this room was the hardest for me when I was playing this myself. So this is really
this
quite
is
impressive.
pretty bad.
I need to focus for this one. Oh, this is just a lot of tight feather movement. I am going to take the entry cycle again. Can we explain just quickly? It won't be very relevant. No, it will be very relevant. Can you guys explain what cycles are and how they work?
Yeah, so basically, when you enter the room of a game, if you enter the room in this game, there'll be a specific cycle that everything is locked to. However, if you die, you'll be put on a slightly different cycle because the animation for Madeline like reappearing takes some time. Whereas if you're entering a room normally, you'll just have like way more momentum. So if you die, it's sometimes like just easier for a runner to re-enter the room so that they're not running on a death cycle, because then you would have to learn effectively two different strats of the same room, and it's quite frustrating. But here we're in frustration.
Stubbornness.
Stubbornness, sorry, my bad. We have finally lost our second dash, so dash trigger skip is officially over, and we are back to 1 dash. This is a very long cycle-based room, series of cycle-based rooms that are based on the tempo of the music. So all of these individual blocks appear one at a time, so it's pink, yellow, blue, green, I think?
Something like that. You're asking the colorblind person.
My bad. But yeah, all of these rooms are very, very cycle-locked. So in the meantime, you'll see Layla dashing on the floor, like downwards. The reason for that is because in Celeste we use the in-game timer, and dashing freezes the timer for I think 2 frames per dash?
3 frames.
3 frames per dash. So it saves a tiny bit of time, little optimization. Sometimes people use it to like help time when they're gonna do stuff, but it does actually save time.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, a fun thing about this game is the timer itself, if you're not moving, will actually run faster than real time. And when you're speedrunning, all the dashing that you're doing, because that slows down the timer, actually cancels out. And so the speedrunners don't actually care that the timer in-game is a bit off of what it should be.
Nice. Yeah, we're nearly done, actually. This is really, really, like, really impressive. All of these rooms are super, super hard, but Layla's making them look easy.
Here we can see Layla juggling the jelly. This is basically a little parachute, and yet you can throw it in the air, dash, and then grab it again and get lots of momentum from it. And we'll see that to get over lots of different things in this level. The final room of this, and I'm sure many before it, actually require you to juggle the jellies like that in very specific ways. Not easy to do.
So we are coming up kind of soon to the final room, and that is when we would probably close the Moonberry incentive.
Oh, yeah.
So...
How is that, by the way?
Yeah, how are we going on that?
Whoops.
So I'd like to shout out for the 4 previous donators before this run. Jello Bread for $25, Little Crochet for $25, Gamer Olive for $15, and Ally for $15. All of those 4 related Celeste donations. And yeah, so the Moonberry incentive has been met.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
All right, well, we'll enjoy this. This will be fun.
This is the one thing I forgot to practice.
Also, hi, Shay.
Hi, Shay. This is my favorite checkpoint in the game, purely just because of the music. Lena Rain, shoutouts to the composer of this game. She did an amazing job on this game, and the music is it's amazing. Go listen to it.
This single level is actually so long that Lena Rain, the composer of this, composed an entire new soundtrack almost equating to the length of the base game just for this one level.
It's so cool, and it's such a great album as well.
Yeah, each checkpoint, maybe 1, 2 at a time, have a different song, and it all builds up to this last piece.
Yeah, and all of the songs are like 7 minutes long as well.
Yeah.
Like it's super crazy.
Not only that, but they're made of 4 different musical layers, which are turned on and off in each room.
Adaptive audio.
Yeah. You can see these blocks are actually from Chapter 5, so Farewell puts together all the different mechanics from all the games, even where sometimes they don't make sense. For example, the core blocks, which are only supposed to show up in the very hot center of the mountain, and yet here they are in space.
I love space.
Yeah, that block there moves at a set speed, so we don't have much to do other than dance around with the spring.
Coolest room in the game, at least one of them.
This is where we really get to show off the depth of Celeste's movement mechanics.
It's okay, I missed the cool strat anyway.
You'll get to see Layla dashing down at a diagonal angle to get lots and lots of speed off of these, and chaining dashes together to move across these platforms really quickly.
Oh, it's okay.
Nice. Just hold right. Nice.
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 No!
Goodbye, birdie.
We're very close to the final room here, which is going to take a couple tries, especially because I have to do Moonberry, which I haven't done in a while, actually. Oh! It's okay. We're okay.
Since
We're okay.
ASM, maybe?
Yeah, but like we skipped that entire thing.
You won't have 1,000 people messing with you this time. It's okay.
Thank God.
But that means we won't get a funny infinite dash moment.
Here we are. This is the final room. It's the longest room in the game.
It's about 1:40 long.
Yeah.
And that's when you're
kind
doing
of
it fast.
crazy. This level, this room alone probably took a lot of people like 3 hours to clear. I'm definitely one of those people.
This room actually starts with a checkpoint, so you can save and quit. You can go to a map, you can even play a different level, and you can come back just to this one room alone. This is probably the hardest room in all of Celeste, and it's its length and its difficulty. There's so many things you have to weave between and move. You'll see coming up soon, there's the pufferfish. Eventually, these things here, you have to dodge those while in the wind going upwards. And if you hit them, you get straight into the electricity that surrounds them. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Moonberry is, that's a secret collectible in this chapter, which you have to do this entire final room, and then before you take the exit battling orb, you basically turn around, and all of the electricity is now gone, and you get these small, tiny platforms that you've got to jump between. And then there's an entire room based on mostly jellyfish that you have to get all the way up to the top to get a secret collectible.
Okay, we have one quick donation. So we have $5 from Lumi with the comment, Layla not practicing for Moonberry? This sounds familiar. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Hi, Lumi.
Oh my god. In practice, I was like, okay, no, I'm perfectly fine to just hold right there. Apparently I'm not. Important to know, me being scared has always been a benefactor there. Yeah, so in speedruns, if you take a death to this room, you pretty much just reset.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you die in this room, then it's just a dead run, like no matter what, because you are losing like
Upwards of a minute.
Generally.
In a 20-minute run, like, it means a lot. And, like, this is at the end of already 12 minutes, like, sorry, more like 14 minutes of just, like, really, really, really punishing movement. And then you have to, like, get this first try when your nerves are, like, super high. It's just, it's super intense. But I think the world record was beaten, like, last month?
Yeah, very recently by Gross Hyken.
Yeah, really impressive.
Very, very impressive. Shout outs to Hyken. Oh. Okay, and now...
Watch carefully here, this is the end of the room, and Layla is turning around. In the electricity, in between all the obstacles, there were these small blocks and platforms, and you can jump on them to get all the way back.
And if I die here, then I have to go back to the very start of the room. There is a checkpoint, but it's not here. So if you see me taking things very slowly, then that's why. I'm being very careful. And here's the checkpoint. Thank God. And I want to try and keep this jelly because it's going to make things a lot easier. Normally, you're not supposed to have a jelly here, but if you do manage to smuggle the jelly here, then it just makes things so much easier on yourself.
Is it called a jelly neutral? Is that like when you drop it?
Sorry?
Is it called a neutral when you drop it?
I think
It's called
neutral
a
drop.
jelly beta.
Jelly beta, that's right. So you can essentially drop the
How do I
jellyfish
do this? Okay.
directly on top of yourself by holding. Is it down?
Yes. Whoops, 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 all the way back down. Okay, that's okay. Our jelly friend is still up there.
Yeah, so you can drop the jellyfish downwards on top of yourself and then dash back upwards. And you can theoretically gain infinite height if you had infinite dashes. So we can utilize that to go up real fast.
Oh, it's okay.
Fun fact,
Now
now we have a second jelly, you can actually get infinite height. You can tree grab and grab them, and it will just keep giving you that upwards momentum.
Juggle jelly.
How do I want to do this? There we go. Just like that. I was making things a lot more complicated for myself than I needed to. And... There we go.
We can't go anywhere.
Oh no, I can't go anywhere. I guess,
Whoa.
Just for fun.
Alright, so this is the Moonberry room, very tall room. We're just climbing up to the top. And...
Whoops.
Oh.
Here we have the other hardest room in the game.
The other hardest room in the game.
That's right.
There we go. I will say, the final room of Farewell is not hard because of its gameplay. It's mainly just a endurance challenge.
Yep.
Nerves,
That room's a
length.
gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that jelly bait
It's
went
like the
too
length
high.
of 4 1Cs altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. There we go. Oh. There we go. This is a lot easier when you don't have about 200 people donating to mess with you.
Jelly
Ooh.
Vader.
I think this is it. Yes. Nice. That's
Nice.
it. Oh.
I've got to say, we're about to hear my favorite sound effect in the entire game.
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Wow! Wow! Whoa! And time.
GG's.
Yeah.
Good run.
We're a little bit overestimate, but thanks to the previous runners for putting us ahead so that this could happen. Yeah, we're going to wrap up now. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone in my community who's been supporting me through not only practicing for this, but there's also a Celeste 80% tourney going on with the Celeste community, so you guys should check that out. There's a lot of really good runners. There's a lot of really good runs. And yeah, it's awesome. So go check that out. Go participate in the Celeste community. Go speedrunning. And I hope you guys have a good PAX. Thank you so much.
Amazing run. I can't even complete that last level, and every time I watch the speedrun of Celeste, like I'm always mind blown. So coming up soon, we'll have the Ratchet and Clank speedrun by Desmond with the All Gold Bolt speedrun. And for fans of Pizza Tower, gonna remind you guys about the upcoming incentive for the Pizza Tower speedrun this afternoon. We have a bid war to decide Snotty's fate, whether you want to spare or kill him. And at the moment, spare Snotty is up by like is ahead by like about $110. So huge amount, and yeah, anyone want to see Snotty actually suffers? Start donating right now. And I also want to shout out to A Bear with a Shotgun, who launched a massive $3,000 donation matching campaign for this event. So for the first $3,000 donated by other people throughout this event, A Bear with a Shotgun will match the donation. And basically that means whatever you donate will get doubled by A Bear with a Shotgun, up to $3,000. Also, just want to remind the people on the stage here that our speedruns are participating in the Penny Arcade Pin Quest. If you would like to purchase a Speedo pin, you may do so in person at the runner management desk at the left side of the stage there, right there. And all proceeds from the sale of these pins will go towards Cure Cancer Australia as well. For those who just tuned in, welcome to the AusSpeedruns event. We are raising money for Game on Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. And if you'd like to donate, you could go to donate.ausspeedruns.com, or you could donate in person at the runner management desk there at the left side of the stage. And now, we are ready to start the next run, Ratchet and Clank All Gold Bolt Speedrun by Desmond.